Thank you so much for joining us on this week's Good News. I'm sitting down with Sara over at the Alzheimer's. Is it Alzheimer's Association?
It is. Yes,
Okay.
Alzheimer's Association.
Okay, awesome. And she's here to share all the good that they are doing right now. And she's actually a crazy busy person. So she's driving right now. So I'm very thankful that she's able to take a few minutes and talk about all the good that you all are doing. So Sara, can you tell us a little bit about what you do, your role at the Alzheimer's Association, and just what you are doing right now for the community?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad to be here. Yes, I love to talk about what we're doing. There's lots of great news going on right now. As you know, FDA approved a new drug that will help with cognitive and early testing for Alzheimer's. So we're super excited to see how this is going to play out. It's been almost 20 years since we have had a drug of this sort of excitement and just collaborate. And so we're just really looking forward to what's going to happen next. And it's all due to all these local communities that participate in our fundraising efforts, and those things trickle up and around to all this research and aggressive research and trials that we've had for all these years. So we really couldn't do it without our constituents and volunteers. And so that's why it's so important. My role is so important, and really connecting with the community and where I live and working with these constituents and volunteers that have specific needs and need caregiver support and those types of things. So for me, that's an invaluable piece to everything that we do nationally.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. That's exciting news that the new drug's coming out. That is incredible. Now, how long have you been working there in this role now?
So I've been with the Alzheimer's Association with the Tennessee chapter now. It'll be 2 years this fall.
Okay, awesome.
I live primarily in Knoxville, but I work in the East Tennessee part of the state and work with the Walk both in Knoxville and in the TriCities area. And for me, this has kind of come full circle. I know that there are many people that have been affected by this disease, if not know someone that has, and had a personal family member pass away just last year before our walk in Knoxville. And to be in that role and to go through that personally, I really felt this is where I was supposed to be. And once you've been hit by it, you're just in it, and you want to make a difference. So and as a walk manager, I feel like I have the best role of all, because I had the opportunity to meet so many different people from all walks of life that come together as what we call the Walk, as our biggest support group of the year, and just learn about what others are going through, because you're not alone, especially if you're a caregiver. If you've been diagnosed with disease, there's so many resources out there that locally the Alzheimer's Association can provide. And so that's really just getting that outreach and making that happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it is so true that so many people are affected by it. They might be a caregiver, or they know someone. For me, it was my dad's dad that passed away about 5 years ago now. And he had Alzheimer's it was about 10 years, I think. It was difficult. And that's one disease that really, it really takes a big toll, because honestly, I mean, my grandfather didn't know who I was for, 5, 6, 7 years of it. So it was just he didn't know who I was. And, the last few years, he didn't know who his wife was, who his kids were. So it's difficult to see someone that used to be so, important and impactful in your life, just, forget you. And that takes a toll. That takes a toll hard. Unlike any other disease that just takes the life, this, takes the person behind that. which is very difficult. So I'm really excited about this new drug that's going to be coming out. So that's good news for sure. And now you do walks right now. I know a good friend of mine, Bobby Marie, is actually who got me in contact with you, who does a lot of the stuff in the Tri-Cities. There's some walks coming up. What are the dates and location for those walks, if you know them offhand?
I do. So the one in the Tri-Cities area will be this fall, October the 9th at Bristol Dragway. So really excited. I think it's going to be such a fun place to bring people back together. I know everyone loves Bristol. And for myself, it's like the child in me being able to go back there again. So, and then for Knoxville, we are doing a walk at Zoo Knoxville. We're going back there. They've been a great host to us over the years, and it's such a happy place where families can come. And like I said, this is such a sad disease. We want to honor those people that are going through those struggles right now, but we also want it to be a happy experience and a joyful one, because there is hope, and we have to keep that in mind as we're navigating through this.
Definitely. Okay, awesome. And we'll link to the dates and locations and everything in this video. So if you're listening right now and want to be a part of this, just come to our website, wcqr.org. And this video will be on the homepage. Just scroll down a little bit and you'll see that. So we'll have all the links in there as well. Now, I'd like to know a little bit more from someone listening right now that doesn't know exactly what the Alzheimer's Association does. Because they might have heard about the Walk to End Alzheimer's, but they don't really know what all you do throughout the whole year. What exactly do you do? What resources do you provide to help the families and the people going through this right now?
So absolutely, I'd be happy to answer that question. So we are a national organization. Alzheimer's Association is home office is in Chicago. And we, and as an organization, the walk is a way to connect us. And so there are over 600 walks in communities around the nation. And so in these like metropolitan areas or even smaller cities, we use these walks as sort of a foundation to also push the outreach, because we do fund programs and research programs and support groups in the areas in which we serve, and really try to hit those rural areas as well, and make sure that the doctor's offices and things like that are educated on the disease and what's going on nationally, so that locally they can provide the best resources. We have community educators on hand that do support groups and educational trainings. Right now, we're still in that virtual platform to where we're offering those support groups and educational resources through our webinars online, which is actually a great resource, because as I'm gonna kind of retract just a little bit. As a national organization, each state is its own chapter, and so Tennessee itself has, I believe, 9 walks. So we have 9 offices basically around the state that make up this chapter as a whole. And as a whole, because as a whole, we're stronger together, and we're able to really spread out those resources that we have, and able to do more educational trainings and more community-based trainings, because we're small in the sense of we don't have, we have a small amount of employees that work across the state, because we're really staff supported but volunteer led in every aspect that we do. When it comes to programming, when it comes to education, we rely on those community volunteers to connect us to the right places and people, and to those families that are looking for resources, as well as fundraising. So, I mean, a lot of the big walks, all the fundraising that we do across the state, across the nation it's a volunteer led event. And so it's my job to bring in those volunteers that really want to help in their communities, if that helps at all. But we have an abundance of research and information available on our website at /TN. And it's, and you can find phone numbers for if you're living in a specific part of Tennessee, if you have a loved one. I can connect you with our 24/7 helpline, which is also funded by the walk. That 24/7 helpline is there for you when you're in a real life situation, or if you just have questions that connect you to your local offices. Whatever it is that you need, it's an amazing resource. I always try to emphasize that, because so many people will be lost without it. And I'll provide that too as well, just to make sure that people have that, especially in that hour of need.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. I'm glad that you all are able to do so much, with the families and the caregivers, because that's a big part of it too. Unlike a lot of the diseases, the Alzheimer's really affects the people closest to them the most, because they do need a lot of help. They need a lot of assistance. And unfortunately, it's something that, in my case, my, grandmother and my dad and his siblings would take care of my grandfather, and he didn't really know who they were. So it's hard to do that, hard to care for a loved one that doesn't remember you, especially after so many years. I mean, my dad was, I think he was 55 when my grandfather passed. So it's like 55 years worth of memories that just aren't there anymore. So I'm glad that you do offer that, a lot of the support for those families, and the walks are fun. I actually, I filmed a walk at ETSU back in, oh man, this would have been 2012 or 2013. I did a little highlight reel for the walk that was held at ETSU with all the students, and it was a blast. A lot of the people had a lot of fun. They had cornhole, and the people were throwing footballs. They had some inflatables and stuff up. But that's been a few years now. So that was back when I was in college. So I just remembered that. So that was a fun experience there, to be able to capture that as well, because it is, something that does affect so many people, and to see the families come together, see the people that have lost someone, or, currently have someone in their life that is going through that, to be able to come together and support each other. And really you find, not security, but you find comfort in sharing your struggles with others, especially those who are going through that as well, because they can sympathize. They know what you're going through. They feel those struggles. So just being around people that are going through that as well, and be able to, really almost lock arm in arm to go, it's like, hey, we're going to get through this together. This is not something you're going at alone. You're going through this with us. We're going through it. You're going through it. It sucks, but we're going to get through it. We're going to stay together. So just being able to be a part of that is incredible. Now I'd love to know, so you've been there for, you said about 2 years now?
About 2 years. Yes.
What do you love most about, if you had just one thing that you do right now in your whole crazy schedule, one thing that just makes it all worth it? What is that?
Honestly, it's when you connect a need to that person, or to that is looking for that help. You really, and knowing what they're, when they're asking you for help, and you're able to get them where they need to go. For me, that I get calls every day, and just to be able to do that and be able to have those conversations, because they're not just a number, they're part of that number, but that's that person, and they're going through something that you can, and that you're able to help them at that moment, is really, for me, I get kind of, teary-eyed about it, just because it is something, I've been through, and just to be able to know where to send them and be able to help them is really, that's the most amazing part about my job. So I would definitely say just the outreach, just to be able to connect one-on-one with people, having these conversations, and helping them to get through and to where they need to go.
Yeah, Definitely. That's awesome. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Now with these walks, so you're over the like Knoxville, Tri-Cities area, but I know it's a lot of it is volunteer ran. Just like the friend of mine, Bobby Marie, I see her posts all the time about everything that's going
I
on.
love Bobby Marie.
Yeah, she's awesome. And so with these walks, so for someone's listening right now, and maybe they have someone in their life that's going through this, or they've know somebody, and they are like, hey, I would love to be a part of one of the walks, not just participating, but maybe volunteering and helping. How does someone start volunteering at the Alzheimer's Association?
Well, I mean, just to volunteer here locally, definitely can reach out to me, shoot me an email. You can go to our website and you can actually type in your zip code. It will send you directly to the area that's closest to you, and that would be me. And definitely would have that conversation with you. My phone number and email is there. I love volunteers. The volunteers, like I said, are the Heart Association. I would love to have that conversation with you. Is there something that you're passionate about? There's so many areas in volunteering where you can help, whether it's advocacy and whether it's, you want to do more stuff with programming, or if you want to help with fundraising and on those side of things. So wherever you want to plug yourself in, I know we have a place for you, because without our volunteers, we couldn't do what we do.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'll put a link to that stuff in the video as well. So if you're listening and you want to not just be a part of the walk, but also volunteer, you can do that as well. Again, the website to go to is just wcqr.org. Scroll down a little bit, you'll see this video on our front page right there. Now I'd love to, we're coming close to an end here. I'd love to give you a few minutes just to really share what's on your heart right now. I love to do this at the end of every show, just to give you an opportunity to just share what God has been teaching you lately with everyone that's going to be listening to this.
Thank you. This is that's really neat. I always feel, especially as I've gotten older and I've been, I've worked with a nonprofit for a while, and I feel like, God's timing is perfect. And for me, I really try to embrace that, because he's using me to help and connect with other people, and to give back what I'm able to. And I really look for that every day. And it's amazing what I find and what peace comes to me just in those experiences with other people, because there's nothing better than being able to help someone. And being in this role, I'm so sorry.
No,
being in this role has really been able to bring a peace to me, that because I think there's nothing better than helping others, and I'm just grateful that God allows me to do that every day, and what I get to do. So.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much again, Sara, for being a part of this and sharing your heart and just sharing all the good that you all are doing right now at the Alzheimer's Association. Again, if you're listening to this, our video will be on the website, wcqr.org. And in the description of this video, we'll have all the links. So contact information, website, and everything. So if you're driving, like Sara is right now, you don't have to try to write it down or try to remember it. Just, again, come over to our website, and I know they would love to have you a part of what they are doing right now.
Well, thank you so much. This has been such a great experience, and I appreciate you working me in and having the opportunity to talk to you today, especially while driving. So yeah. Thank you so much. This is the first time I've ever done this. So
yeah,
definitely
awesome.
a new experience.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.